Fire signs, it looks as though you might have some balancing out to do, and it seems to involve another person. So it feels like healing a rift or some kind of tension within a family. Now, either this is very emotional, it's sort of very emotionally charged, or it could just be mildly emotionally charged with the person of water there, but it could be a water sign individual. So that is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. It could well relate to the family with Mercury there in the 4th house, but it could be discussions, which is Mercury, about things that really kind of affect you at your emotional core. This is a Cancer energy. It is ruled by the moon naturally, which is all about the emotions. So this does seem quite loaded. Now, it seems to go back to an issue where you may have withheld something from someone, or maybe someone withheld something from you. And this is the sort of stinginess energy of keeping things quite closed. Maybe someone just wasn't emotionally open enough with you, or they just kept something from you that you resented, or maybe you did this to them and this is the issue that has arisen, it feels like, between two people, or maybe a group of people. But we can see that emotionally it was very hard for you to navigate this or choose a course of action, because each thing seemed very different and it was maybe a bit confounding. Emotionally, you might have felt between a rock and a hard place here, and it maybe caused some kind of separation, a bit of a rift, or just some mild tension between you and someone else that maybe will be quite easily resolved. You are getting the energy to have a difficult discussion. It might be just something you're not looking forward to, but it may go pretty smoothly because the worries and fears and anxieties card came out, but right next to it is like this very quick resolution, moving forward, zooming off to somewhere better. So it might just take, that difficult kind of conversation, because swords are all about communication and thoughts and a bit of back and forth there. And you are being urged to lean away from stopping a fresh start. So putting the brakes on, resisting this energy that you can probably feel rising up within you, like sap rising up the branch of a new spring growth. Don't resist this new beginning here. Instead, look at this, 2 aces. That's about passions and sort of not following your instincts, I guess. There's a fresh start here emotionally, so lean in towards this kind of energy of open-heartedness, of sharing emotionally, of a fresh beginning. So the main 3 bigger picture cards, that came out to finish this off, look at this. Look at the bigger picture. So it is time to bring this situation to a culmination with a full moon there. Sagittarius is actually all about honesty, and it can be a bit blunt, to be honest, but it is to be honest. So, it might be time to have that difficult discussion, but also look at it in a broader context. If it is still really bothering you, try and look at it from the other person's point of view, or try and see maybe how small this issue really is in the big scheme of things. That might help. So just whatever you can do to gain fresh perspective on this is going to be good for you for this week ahead. So yes, conflict resolution. Now this card says inner conflict resolution, so you might have to do that first. You might have to do a bit of grappling with your own self first before you then reach out and heal some kind of separation or difference of opinion that's caused tension with someone. But it does seem to fall to you. The universe really wants you to take sacred action on this. So it is about having the right intent in your heart to smooth things over or find a way forward, or call it a day and move on. But it feels like there needs to be some kind of balance struck before that can happen, a bit of justice, evening things out here. It's about focusing on what's important, but you are really being urged not to just sit on your hands anymore. It is time to take some form of action this week or in the very near future. And now let's look at the energy around all signs for the week ahead. Unfortunately, no matter what your sun sign energy was, this energy is all about splitting away from people who, or places, or even ideas that aren't really working for you anymore. There seems to be some toxicity in the mix. This might be just within you for a process of, healing and improvement by yourself, leaving toxic things in the past. So you can listen to this reading through that lens. Or if you are in a couple, it seems as though there's some work to do here, and there may even be a split coming up with a bright side on the other end of that. But first things first, I'll show you the cards as they came out. So it is the Lovers, relationship. Escaping toxicity is what this card represents. It is actually that same couple being chained to a situation that just isn't working out. But because it's in reverse, it's about freeing yourself from this situation and embracing the idea that you might have some disappointment here. There is spilt milk in this situation. But the good news is there is true love waiting for you once you heal from this. As I say, this could be an internal process for your own psychology, so just bear that in mind. But if this is a couple, it feels like one of you is all for committed love and really gung-ho about it, while the other party is feeling withholding in a way, not really wanting to go all in on you. And they've got the big maybe card that came out. This card's interesting. They think you're too good for them. And my cheeky little note under there is, and they are probably correct. Now, I don't know if that's true in all cases. Obviously, take it as it resonates for you. These cards are kind of jumping off points. But there is something in their subconscious, if it's about a couple, where they don't feel as though you guys are on the same page, and it may be to do with their own self-sabotage. So it's not a reflection of you, and it's not that you're not too good for them, but in their sort of operating system, there's a bug or a gremlin that is just kind of unpicking things and making them keep themselves at bay because they don't want to go all in. They're afraid of something, or they're self-sabotaging. But you are showing up as having very good instincts, which tells me that you already know what the situation is. You're already kind of dealing with it or in denial about it, but you know it's there and you're actively denying it. But this is saying, listen to your good instincts. The energy to lean away from here is trying to balance things out. It feels like bending over backwards to try and keep the peace here, juggling things. You're turning yourself into a bit of a pretzel to be what they want you to be. But if they've got self-limiting beliefs, it's a no-win situation here is what it feels like. The energy to lean towards is, again, this Devil card, getting out of the grips of a toxic situation. So as a couple, this could be your therapy cue that, to address whatever is bugging, is the bug in your, relationship operating system, is to deal with it and bring it to light so that you can workshop it and, help heal it. So that is one interpretation of this reading. But, there is a very strong element here of separation. Now, this is seeming to be played out with a lot of conversation around your security. What makes you feel secure? What makes the other person feel secure? Because Mercury is in the 4th house. That's the home base of your life in astrology. It's ruled by Cancer. It's very nurturing, motherly energy. It is what makes you feel safe. So you may have to have a lot of discussion or thought about what makes you feel safe, what makes your partner feel safe. For them, it's freedom, and for you, it is certainty of what exactly is happening. Then you are at odds, and there needs to be discussion around this. But the outcome here, whenever you're past this, is better than you can possibly imagine. So at the moment, you may feel really imprisoned in the darkness, underground, trapped, and just not able to see any kind of positive future. But like this lava here, you are about to bloom and grow into this magnificent dragonfly and find a whole new realm of experience with these beautiful wings. You're able to fly. You don't have to dig around in the dirt anymore. So this future is awaiting for you. It is awaiting you. So look, I am very sorry to bring up these 3 picture cards. There is the empty nest here, knowing when it's time to move on from a situation that is not filling your tank any longer. Jack and Diane, the broken heart, split up card here, being let down, hurt, emotional pain. It is sort of a split up card, but there is emotional healing on the other side of this. This green, the emerald energy there is of the heart chakra. So it is bringing a lot of healing and regeneration and growth to your heart sphere. There is enrichment waiting for you if you can just extricate yourself from your relationship toxin. So as a unit, if you can split away or leave behind the toxic elements of your relationship, you can move together in this healing energy. But if you are sadly one of the people who is having to split up and move on, there is this enormous beauty and richness that is going to come to your emotional life better than you can even imagine. And you might not have any sense of this coming in, but you have to have faith that it will happen for you, that leaving a toxic situation, or not toxic as in like evil, but just a situation that doesn't fill you up, won't leave you empty-handed. There are gifts on the other side of this. And, you know, if someone is self-sabotaging and you're bending over backwards and feeling unworthy because of their issues, getting free is actually going to help you feel whole within yourself, because you are whole and there is no reason to be bending over backwards to accommodate somebody else's neuroses, if you like, the devil there. So you can be fully yourself in some way on the other side of this. So I hope that helps you, my darlings. If you'd like your own personal reading, go to my website, abundancelovejoy.com. But meanwhile, this is Sarah wishing you much abundance, love, and joy as you navigate this situation.